So I'm going to take a look at more emulators. As you can see here, I've done icons for each console that I have emulators for, and I just find it a streamlined way of playing these games rather than going down the used market and having to acquire all the consoles, paying all that money just for old material, really. But the way I see it is, it's convenience. It's quicker to load, and I can use my favorite controller. And a good thing as well is, with the emulators, a lot of the time it enhances the picture quality from what its original was as well. So you've got that benefit. Plus, if something wasn't the best, you can always make your box smaller, because obviously the smaller something gets, the more compact it gets, and then it's sharper the image. So you can always do that too. What we do, I'll show the Xbox 360, because there's issues with the 360. So some games work beautiful, some are an absolute nightmare, and it's just a process. And with this, the process isn't as straightforward as you think, because it actually has very limited options in the software. You have to actually go to a configuration editor and then change the file and change settings, but it changes settings for every bloody game. So there's an issue where you want it to be as compatible with as many games as possible. So you will lose some to gain some, sort of thing. So if we do Forza Horizon, and that's a great game to do because it's one I don't think is supported on any like Game Pass or anything, and I own the game on Xbox anyway, so I'm not doing anything wrong in that sense where I see it. Yeah, but you don't have to worry about a scratched disc. You don't have to worry about your console breaking. It's just you've got a permanent copy of it, you know, and I think that's worth having. So this is obviously the very original Forza Horizon. I think it's worth owning all of them because they all have different settings, different locations and things. And I think they all look great, so why not? This one does run beautifully. I have had issues with frame rate dipping and things, so I did restrict it.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
How do you do this? Well, I just want. Oh, it doesn't let you. That's weird. Doesn't it change the audio settings?
Turn around when it is safe to do so. Recalculating route. In 200 yards, turn left.
I don't know if you can change. Oh, it just takes you there. Yeah, look, map photo mode, my profile. It doesn't let you do. Oh, wait a minute. That has it under profile. Let's turn that off, because what you don't want is having copyright issues.
Turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
You know, all these ones are fun. And look how beautiful it's running. It's like, not every emulation's perfect, and this game seems rather quite spot on, really. We'll try some more, and we'll see how we get on.
Recalculating route.
The real problem with this emulator, it's an absolute nightmare. It doesn't have a way of transitioning into another game. It doesn't. It won't do it. It just won't have it. You have to literally, unless someone else knows another way, you have to close it. Then you've got to relaunch it. Every game, you've got to shut it down, relaunch the software yet again, and then we'll do another one. What I've noticed actually, compared to consoles, is the games load fast, and I'm only running them on an old-fashioned. I've got an external hard drive, but it's not an SSD because I've got my PC games on my SSDs, and there's so many of these that I just need them on something a bit bulkier. Like I say, the Xbox 360 files are around about 8 gig a game. PlayStation 3 are about 20. It's quite heavy, really. But even this is quite big compared for emulation, really, because emulation games can be really, really small and you get a lot of them. So this one has some frame rate dips slightly, but when I went into the configuration editor, I can get it a lot tighter, as with the other game. But then I was having issues with some others. But if I'd seen this sooner, to think you could have had Red Dead Redemption on your PC a lot sooner than if I'd known about it before, you know? Of course, it's recently released on PC, so obviously the graphics would look better, the draw distance, performance, everything, when you buy the game on PC, which inevitably I'll do at some point. But this is just a great entry, I think, a great way of playing, a great way to go about it. It still looks fine. But of course, you'd have ultra wide and things with the new one, wouldn't you? Let's find the sheriff. When I tried this last time, the sheriff was about... It ends with an immediate abruption, of course. Like I say, I think the load time's good. But that's Red Dead. Look how smooth it is. I think it's good. It just won't let you leave the town until you're further in the mission. I haven't even tried going further into the mission. I don't think you can skip it. Oh, okay.
Well, here, let's mount up and hit the trail. Take it slow on the way out of town. No need to kick up a lot of dust. Whoa there.
It's good. It's good. Right, so that's Red Dead Redemption. And then we got other ones. These are ones. The reason I'm doing this, I've opened recent. These ones I know the performance of. I'm going to show you some bad ones in a minute. This game I absolutely loved on Xbox 360. It was so underrated. I think it was the team Bungie made it, and they went on to do. They were the original team, I think, that made Halo, and then they made, if I've got it right, of course, Bizarre Creations. I may have got it wrong, but anyway, this game was incredible, and I don't understand why they didn't continue with it. Like, why there wasn't another one. This was perfect to me. Wow, I seem to have a bit of a graphical glitch here. It's very bloomy. I don't remember having this problem before. I'm not sure I actually started the race last time, actually. This one may be glitchy if if it's going to be this bright, I may have a problem. Which is good to have the problem because we can show it. Oh crap! That's mad, isn't it? All right, I'm gonna have to. That's unplayable, and I was really looking forward to playing this. Right, I actually, at this point, in all honesty, I don't know how I would fix this specific issue. If I Google it, someone may have an answer. But that's quite mad because it's unplayable at that brightness, which is a real shame. So, well, that was a disappointment. At least we showed the problems. So that's the thing. You can't 100% sure. Saints Row should work, but I've changed the configuration since to make it more compatible with other games. There's a risk it could crash now. We will see. But I actually have a fix, actually, if it doesn't work. There's another shortcut I had to make. I thought it had a file now. Yeah, with this specific game, you can make a shortcut, add an extension at the end of the shortcut to load the actual emulator. It's they're never as easy as you think. But we'll see. It may crash immediately. Not immediately, but like maybe 20 seconds in. Hopefully it doesn't.
I took that fucking cash and ran like... Hey! Oh, these motherfuckers... This ought to be good.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine. All right, yeah. to the crew.
Back me up, motherfucker. This is what happened.
Yeah, I'll do two of them hitting you at the same time. But it's actually worked. So that shows the it's working fine with the existing settings.
3rd Street, baby.
All right, man. Time for you to buy a piece.
Oh, hell no. So, just take it around the corner. I'll be right there.
But of course, the original Saints Row never made it to PC, and it was always something that really annoyed me. So the fact that we got it now is pretty cool.
Maybe it's not such a good idea for you to drive.
Steering is incredibly janky, though.
Hey, if you can't handle a car, how the hell are you gonna handle a gun?
Cars all over the place. Anyway, smooth, nice. So we're going to show a couple of others now that I know don't work, but I really want them to work. One is Call of Duty World at War. I have nearly every other Call of Duty on my PC. I don't have World at War yet. I probably will get it soon. And I don't have the very first 3 Call of Duties, the World War II ones and World War ones. So I thought, you know what? If it works on here, nice. It's a good way to test it. It'll do a certain part, but after the cinematic, or during or after it can be a pain. It doesn't get much further than soon.
You think because you say nothing, you are strong? 貴様は強くない。強情なやつめ。Don't tell him a fucking thing. 米兵どもはみんなこうなのか。
So you get here and you think, oh, this is good. We're getting somewhere. It's working out nice. And then it does that. It just does that. It's going to be, again, there may be fixes around this. It's going to be requiring some either tinkering by myself or just Google it and find out whether anyone's got a fix. Because to be honest, Saints Row always crashed as soon as I loaded it before. So, and I found ways to fix it. So there's ways. So ROMs, I have a lot. You have to unpack them though. So when you got them, you have to extract them. It's the whole. Each one's a process. So it's like I don't want to extract every single one immediately. I can't be bothered. So we've done Blur. I haven't tried Deadpool. We could try that. That says USA. I'm not sure whether that'll work or not. Because I'll be getting European versions of games. Not done anything, has it? Oh, yeah. Well, maybe. Oh no, I think this happened before with one of them. It probably was this one where we just got to this little splash screen and it didn't go beyond it. It just got stuck. Again, hopefully there's loopholes, but this probably is other emulators have settings at the top that you can mess with, and you can sort of try some processing. And this one has nothing. I don't know what a ZAR package is. Install content. If there's content, show content directory. So that one, unfortunately, absolute headache. I'm not sure if I've unpacked that actually. As a game, let's see. Did I have Gears of War? 'Cause I've got all these on disc as well, but of course I just find having it on here is going to be far more easier than me messing about with consoles. Well, I think this game's quite heavy, to be honest. I think you start playing this in hard settings, you're going to die. So sound's a bit janky there. It's not the best. Picture's looking weird, isn't it?
Let's go.
Bit dark. I would argue the way this is performing there with the skips, if it continues like that, that'll be. I think you'll be. I would say that should be easily configurable within the settings.
We've got two options. We can go back the way I came through the guards' quarters. It takes time, but it's safe. Or we can go through the prison blocks and get right into the fight. Your choice.
Let's take the prison blocks. I'm ready to kick some ass.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. 6-4, this is Delta 2. We're on
I mean, no,
route.
it's,
Over.
so far it's fine. It's to be interesting because once you get the action, it's going to determine how heavy the game gets.
6-4, this is Delta 2. Hold your fire. We are inside the prison. Over.
Roger that, holding fire.
I need a quick action, so I need to see how it affects things.
Man, if a man knew I was here to get you, I'd be in some deep shit. Come on, let's go.
That's a bit annoying.
It's this way.
I'll do the right thing here.
Nice.
What the hell's been going on in this prison?
You don't want to know.
Ground units are taking heavy fire. We have hostiles in all directions. Copy that.
Big Raven, take cover!
Roger that. Moving in.
Ah, jammed.
Your location. Over.
Copy that. We are clearing area for extraction.
Mark, grab the grenade.
But anyway, it's running. It's good. I just think it's a little dark, but I don't know if it's supposed to be that dark. And there are glitches, but I think that's, from experience, I would have thought that'd be fixable, to be honest, in some configuration editors. Just to show the configuration, actually, while I'm here. If we go to... I need to go to the path. So open file location. Oh, it's going slow. And the other thing to consider here is this is running off a slower hard drive. And if the hard drive's going slow, it's going to cause dips in the performance anyway. So later on, it might be worth my time putting it on an SSD, see how it improves. Because it could very well, things could just be that. And we just think it's our system, but it could just literally be storage is too slow to render the game. So this is what you have to do. With a lot of these have, like in app settings, this one you've got to go and do the bloody changes. And a lot of time, I go to VSync because VSync could be the off issue. For instance, if I go VSync free, they reckon if you put VSync on, it caps it at 60 frames. With Forza Horizon, that wasn't the case at all. It was still doing what it wanted. So when I limited it to 60, for some reason the game rendered at 30 frames. And I was like, wait a minute, why is it half? So I did a test and I did 90. and it went at 45. So it was definitely hard. Like, there must be an integer change somewhere that's making everything at half. So when I did 120, it went at 60 frames and it was stable, which was great. Then I put other games on and they were crashing. So I weren't sure if it was to do with that. So sometimes you change one thing, it works for one game, you change it for another, absolute nightmare. But there's a lot of draw resolution, scale. There's all sorts of settings, and it'll be adjust the appropriate one for the game. Now, what might happen is it might be that I end up just getting this file, duplicate it loads of times, put it with the ROM file, and when I want to open a game, maybe I replace the existing one on the main, where in the actual directory. It might be the way going forward if I've got to constantly adjust it. That's something for me to think about. Otherwise, you're going to have to adjust it every time you play a game, and it'd be hard to remember all the settings. But yeah, I've no doubt that if there's hindrances with that game just now, because it's not crashed, I think there'll definitely be options here somewhere. I would have thought to find some way to improve the performance of that. But overall, it was still good enough. So that's that one. Open. Let's try another one. I don't know what to try now. Let's try Iron Man 2. I've never played. I don't know if I've even played Iron Man 2. Right. Okay. So, well, hopefully it runs well.
Servo motor power restored. You can move again, sir.
They've got a bit of stutter in there. Yeah, well, they want me to do that.
Limited repulsor power restored. Low speed flight is possible. Weapons power is still unreliable. The Archive's security systems are back online. Unfortunately, the EMP has scrambled all passcodes.
Great, I have to hack my own door. Jarvis, where the hell are my repulsors?
Repulsors online. Start Archive upload at 66%.
Let's just hope they haven't blown the data spine's auxiliary shield generator.
Do you have an alternate plan if they have, sir?
Yeah, but you don't.
Melee combat. I don't have a clue about weapons.
Upload of the start data spine is progressing. Fortunately, we are nearing the auxiliary shield generator. Placing a nav marker now.
But anyway, that's working. That's working. Let's try another one. Oh, needed that. What should we try next? Oh, this was a good game back in the day. Build, race against other players. I think I just messed it up. That should really have been off. Why is it doing that? I've literally turned the music off and it's playing the music still. That doesn't make no sense. So I think the music's terrible. So I'm wondering whether the dips in the games are the hard drive. Because I'm pretty sure Forza Horizon is running off of SSD. And that didn't have problems. Anyway, that's that one. I'm just a bit annoyed. This music's doing me head in. That's stupid. That game doesn't even let you control that by the look of it. You say no music and it gives me music. There was one I was going to test while I was looking. Well, I hate how games don't let you skip things like this. There is a chance I got the wrong file because it's all in different language, but look at it. That's going to happen. It might be a way around it, I don't know yet.
Cioccolato, a metà prezzo.
Scusa, Ciccione, stai mangiando il nostro mondo?
Ehi, sei come il coniglio nella
Oh, I'm
storia
so
del
annoyed. I
praticato
should
di
have.
Alice nel Paese delle Meraviglie. Come si chiama? Oh, sì, Biancaneve a Sciocolandia.
Per tua informazione, sono il coniglio di cioccolato bianco.
Ehi, il cioccolato bianco non è vero cioccolato. Non contiene nemmeno un pezzettino di cacao.
Beh, se non sono di vero cioccolato, allora
Oh, doesn't
forse
he
non
skip
vorrai
anything?
mangiarmi.
Ah, cioccolato bianco.
Forse andresti meglio in un gioco di ruolo a turni.
Odio il cioccolato, saputello.
Salta, grassone, salta.
We might better do it here. Options, audio. I don't know how you change it. That's return. That's going to be exit then. Return to game, I'm guessing. And I'm guessing that's exit. That's options. Audio control download. It doesn't say anything about language. I'd have to go back and check what file I got. Obviously the wrong one.
Non è così deliziosa?
But again, we're just looking at the performance really as opposed to a language barrier really.
Spero
But
che il surriscaldamento
at this
del
point now, I
gioco
don't know what I'm
sia
supposed to do. Wait, am I supposed to go down the well?
Spero di non incontrare gli Oompa Loompa.
Because I didn't hear him.
Mi piacerebbe un sacco conoscere il sindaco Cioccolà. Quasi quasi compro una casa per le vacanze qui.
You must have to jump up that corner bit. Oh.
Perché sei così lento, ciccione? Hai mangiato troppi dei miei parenti? Hai gli occhi da triglia. Ciucciati una carota.
Il cioccolato non dovrebbe saltare.
Anyway, we're looking at performance. It's running.
Se non riesci a superare il
That's
tuo
really unplayable though, isn't it? That was my fault. Iron Man. What's Saints Row we done that? So I've got more available here that I haven't gone through. We've got 4 time shifts. We've got a few Transformer games, Marvel Alliance 2, Lost Planet, Trilogy, the rest of Gears of War, Fable, Burnout Revenge. The reality is I own an awful lot of games anyway. I own like 2,000 games on PC, plus 2,000 plus actually purchased games. You know, I'm not interested in the latest games getting it this way. For me, this is a convenience to play the games from the past. Yeah. So, Blur didn't work. This is a game I remember. And the real problem is that a lot of these superhero games nowadays, if you actually go and look on used sites, they're really expensive. The Transformer ones are really expensive. Xbox 360, Spider-Man's expensive. I think the Deadpool one's expensive. I haven't looked up Superman, but I would have thought that'd be expensive too. And it's crazy. They're like gatekeeping the games. And of course, this can get scratched. So it's like someone's going to go and pay someone else £100 for a game because I saw it with Transformers, and I just thought I'd just play it here. I personally think the companies should continue to produce the old consoles because obviously there's a market for it. Well, that's not looking good. Oh, great. Exception encountered. Memory dump could not be. There's an issue with the memory. That's great. I don't understand that one. While it's there, plenty of memory. Again, a lot of these problems, not saying all of them can be, but if you with a bit of search, check some forums out, you'll find people with obviously people who encountered the same thing. They've loaded it up, you've got the same problem, and some people have managed to find fixes. So they'll go into that config editor, for instance, or they'll put an extra command line in the shortcut, and it can fix an issue. Sometimes it's something so simple that someone else thankfully has figured out, and it can just change the whole performance of a game. So on PC, I own one of these. I can't remember which one it is. I don't know if it's this one or one of the others, because there's like a trilogy, isn't there, with these games? There's of course other ones, but I've got one of them, and they no longer sell them anymore. So again, we've got no choice. The only way we're going to be able to play them is to grab them like this, and it's just that's it. Now it looks to me like we have got a frozen screen, much like that. What other game was it? Was it Spider-Man? I can't remember which one it was. But it doesn't look like it's loading because the dot's just stopped on one dot. And that's quite frustrating. But games keep doing this at the beginning. I'm actually finding the emulator itself really frustrating because there's just very minimal options. I know you've got the configuration editor, but it'd be a lot easier if it was all here. And then you just tick a box, untick a box, tick a box, and then you sort of know which ones to untick when you want to play specific games. And maybe even where it says show profile menu. I can create a profile. Oh, for Xbox, I get it. But there should be like game profiles, so you can set settings for specific games, and instead of having to keep going through a specific editor. So that's a bit of a shame. And a lot of the time with emulators, there's usually multiple emulators. So you can. There's another one I think I was trying. I couldn't figure it out. And that's going to be a case sometimes. Forza Horizon 2 I haven't tried. Let's try Forza. I could try Forza Motorsport 4. I don't know if people really want to see another racing game. There's been quite a few. Got Dante's Inferno, Toy Story 3. Thing is, some of these games are available on PC anyway. We'll do Dante's Inferno. It's just a bit different to the other games I've tested, I think. This one's good in the sense we got some settings here to change the gamma and stuff. Maybe, actually think about it, maybe that was an option in the other games that I missed. Especially blur. If there was an option for lighting, but I mean that wasn't actually brightness issue. It was, but I think it's more to do with highlight as well. Like I can't remember what the word is now. Not necessarily brightness. Exposure. There was a high exposure, wasn't it? It just needed to be dimmed.
At the midpoint on the journey of life, I found myself in a dark forest, for the clear path was lost.
Oh, I hate it when you can't skip things.
What kind of man locks up helpless women? There will be a day of reckoning, Crusader! My family, my baby's gone!
Oh, bloody hell, it's quick, isn't it? I'm all for that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, God. I'm going to talk about an issue with this emulator that I noticed when I was playing Forza Horizon. And that is, unless you set specific settings in that configuration editor, the frame rate is unlocked. Now, I think nearly every game, if not all of them, on Xbox 360 was locked to 30 FPS because it's only recent consoles that have actually pushed it to 60. Now, PC games have always had the ability, but most of us played at 60 as a bare minimum. This game, with the speed it's running at, there's no way on earth. I can actually use a software, but I think that was causing some games to crash. We'll see if it does. I could use River Tuner, and it would show me my stats in the top corner. And we'll see how fast this game's running, because I kid you not, I know full well this game is running faster than the freaking Xbox did. And I think that's why it's mentally quick, but that's actually making it exciting. But it's out of control, but it's fun. That's running at 120 FPS. A game that was designed at 30. So I keep pausing it there. That makes the point as to why we'll get stutters on some of those other games as well, because it's rendering at a faster frame rate than it initially was, and it's inconsistent. And it's those dips that we keep seeing. They keep, you know, that's why I want consistency. And I will probably lock all the games to. I say 60, but I need to know if the games can handle 60, because if they were built for 30, it may be why some of them are locking up. You know, if I can get them stuck at 30, maybe they won't break, and I think it's worth looking into that. Because this is really quick. That's why everything's driving fast. It's all like sped up. Let me see if I can do it live. I don't think you can. In fact, we'll do it, so then people can see what I'm talking about when you set these parameters. Trying to think what I did last time. Okay, open file location. Come on. This is because this is showing me that the hard drive's going slow because it's struggling just to load the bloody files. Edit and notepad. Right, what we're going to do now is I'm going to set the VSync. I'm going to set the VSync to. I'll try 60, but 60 should lock it at 30. By the way, this is behaving. It's behaving really weird. So we do VSync, and VSync frame limit we'll put at 60. Should lock it at 30. And then we'll do down, it should do next one, false. We want to put VSync on true. So hopefully it will lock it. Sometimes it hasn't worked, sometimes it doesn't save. And we'll see if it does. I'm not sure it's going to have an immediate impact without me leaving the software. We'll see. Right. That's why it's moving fast, but I actually think that makes it fun. So what we're going to do is close it. Wait a minute, I just want to make sure it saved it, because I'm wondering whether me coming out of it has knocked it back. I mean, it's really important you do take the time to do this. See, we've got CPU functions here, APU. So there's all things that can do it. Like FFmpeg, that's output debug, mutes all audio output. You've got all sorts of features here. And that could be what causes issues with some of these games. See, look, frame limit. I've just set that to 60. Why didn't it save it? Look, VSync false. I just set it. Stupid. If it's not going to save it, what are we doing here? Ah, it's doing my head in. But what I was thinking was, when the app shut, did the app then update the file as it closed? That's why I was sort of like, maybe I need to go and check it again before I relaunch the game. At the moment, it is capping at 60 FPS, but that's just in the menus and the video. We won't know until the gameplay starts, but it is hitting exactly 60 FPS. It's using, my system's using 15 gig RAM, so it's pushing. The emulator itself seems to push harder than the game console would natively do, which is annoying. Ah, I've got to go for the whole thing again.
Journey of life, I found myself in a dark forest, for the clear path was lost.
What kind of man locks up helpless women? There will be a day of reckoning, Crusader. My family, my baby's gone.
Right, so now we're locked at 60, so it did work. Now this is how you would play it on an Xbox. Oh no, maybe 30 would have been Xbox actually, wouldn't it? Ah, I don't know. So I'm actually enjoying it, but it's still, even the menu's loading fast. So what we're going to do, I'm going to just drop it because I'm thinking the games are supposed to run at 30 FPS, and it's like some games are naturally going to react funny to it. I'm pretty sure I've got Dante Inferno on PC. I know I own it on Xbox, but I don't know if it was available on PC. I don't know. But we'll launch it. We'll do it one more time through. Oh, like. We'll try and lock it to 30 this time and just see what happens, because I'm watching that ship and that ship started coming fast. And I think that's why people are spawning really quick as well. Yeah, it changes the gameplay, but it does make it a bit mental. So we'll do 30 again. I want to see if that V-Sync's on, because it keeps turning it to freaking false. Ah, it has kept it. So that means if you make changes while the software's active, when you close it, it will naturally save again. And I think that's why it was overriding what I was doing. So now we're locked to... Did I change it to 30? I hope I did. Yeah, I think so. It's locking now. It's locking. I'm going to look it up.
the midpoint on the journey of life, I found myself in a dark forest, for the clear path was lost.
Right, this is going to be locked at 30 now anyway. So we've done like 100, we've done unlimited, we've done 120, we've done 60, and now we're running at 30. This should naturally feel normal now.
What kind of man locks up helpless women? There will be a day of reckoning, Crusader. My family, my baby's gone.
Right, let's see how we go now. I don't expect everything to come at me so quick, but I could be wrong. That's still pretty quick for 30 FPS. Oh, it still come fast. It didn't come as fast as the first time. First time it comes storming at us. So what I would say at this point though is my monitor is 180 hertz, so it can do 180. I can visibly see 180 FPS. How much is recognizable, I don't know. But the reality is this video recording is capped at 60 FPS. So I'm not sure how different it looks, but I think you can naturally see the speed though, I would have thought. And again, and it's also going to have a bearing again what people's screens are when they're watching the content too. So the refresh rate of your screen is going to have an impact. With me, I can actually see the motion is incredibly fast. But yeah, we're locked at 30 now, so that's interesting. But yeah, that's. I think that's probably showing enough of the Xbox 360. To be totally honest, I don't know if there's much else that could be shown that'd be different to what I've already provided. Really, just turn that on. We got World at War. Don't work. I'm tempted to try them because I've locked it at 30 now. But I think I tried it before at 30. Try one last time. There's a reason it ain't working. Obviously. But it's so frustrating when you've got menus that work, but games don't render beyond an initial start.
Make an atoll.
Little more than sand, trees, and a small Japanese military base. Miller's reconnaissance team landed there almost a week ago. Since then, we've heard nothing. The waiting's over. We're going in.
Oh, well, okay. So we've not got past there. The stats have all froze. There's no more rendering. Shame. That is a shame. Because to be honest, the games are performing quite well. They actually look really better than I thought they would be, and I think they're looking better on here than they would on a traditional console. To be honest. Do
And so our story begins. But who is the hero of our tale?
well, that's good.
Then let his destiny unfold.
I'm slightly worried it's locked at 15. It's like I said before. Sometimes when you set 30, it locks to 15. You set it to 60, it does 30. And I've got a feeling it's done that with this game.
Oh, what was that?
It's definitely locking at 15.
Well, I hear that's lucky. Like finding a four-leaf clover. Although I think I prefer the clover. Castle Fairfax looks so nice in the snow. Imagine the grand dining hall. I bet Lord Lucian's having roast duck this time of year. But he must be really lonely since his wife and his little girl died. In that big castle, all by himself. If only we could live there. What is going on over there? Come with me, little brother.
It's a frustration. It is running at 15.
Hello there, young Rose. You look hungry. Have you reconsidered my offer?
The guy from
You'll never be
Snatch.
that hungry. The answer is no.
You'll be back, and I'll be waiting for you.
So you can see it's a mess, but that's because of that thing. I mean, I don't want to keep going in changing file editors, but I guarantee you I put it up to... We did one last time. This is what I'm talking about. It did back and forward in is crazy. I think I've done the wrong thing there. I need to go back to the original file. I don't think it knows what I'm talking about. Open file. So if I set that to double, so is it, yeah, 30. So if I set it at 60, it'll lock at 30. I think it was at 30. I'm just trying to wonder whether all the 360 games were locked at 30 frames, you know. But I think they were, because I know it's a frustration always for that era that everybody was playing this lower frame frame rate. No, what game? Have I loaded the game? See, now it's saying 2630. Yeah. So it's still, some games do weird things. They it's half whatever you're telling them. I don't get it. Hold on, that might let me continue. Because on PC you can get Fable 2 free, you can get Fable 1 because it's anniversary edition. I don't think Fable 2 ever came to PC.
Oh, what was that?
God, you can't skip anything, can you?
Oh, yuck. Well, I hear that's lucky. Like finding a four-leaf clover.
But it's already smoother, I can see.
Although I think I prefer the clover. Oh, look, little sparrow. Castle Fairfax looks so nice in the snow. Imagine the grand dining hall. I bet Lord Lucian's having roast duck this time of year. But he must be really lonely since his wife and his little girl died. In that big castle, all by himself. If only we could live there. What is going on over there? Come with me, little brother.
Have you reconsidered my offer?
We'll never be
Definitely smoother, but 30's never the greatest. That's why a lot of us got fed up with consoles sometimes back then.
And I'll be waiting for you.
Come on, little sparrow. Let's see what's going on. That filthy creep. I hate him.
It's quite frustrating because I don't know how much is the hard drive at this point. And what I'm going to do testing later is check the games on SSD because I don't know how bad my hard drive is.
Trader. I can't see anything past this lot.
A ladies and a gentleman.
But anyway, that's for the most part the Xbox 360 emulator. I was surprised to see those games even working, to be honest. So I'm really impressed with some of it. I think some has room for improvement, but it's performing better than, of course, the PlayStation 3 one at the moment, by the look of it.